This is the Flabbergasted Podcast, where we just can't believe you haven't seen it.
Every episode, we discuss a movie that one of us has seen and the other hasn't.
And sometimes that neither of us have seen.
Follow us on Instagram
At flabberpod.
and subscribe in your podcast app of choice. I'm your host, Jessica.
I'm your host, Rogi.
Let's get to it. Hi, everyone. We're talking about Lilo and Stitch today, both the original, if you will, and the remake from just recently. I'm here with Travis, and this is really the episode that he's going to host because he's super loves these movies. So take it away, Travis.
Hey, Jess. Thanks for having me. I'm super excited to co-host with you. I'm not as pretty. It's a good thing it's just going to be audio because I'm not as pretty as Rogi, but I love Lilo and Stitch. So excited to talk about it with you. How do you want to get into it first? Because we watched both of them, the old school and the new one. So lots to compare. And
how did you first happen on Lilo and Stitch? Because this is, for me, this is a Disney movie that I just had never seen. Oh, actually, I'm cutting way ahead. We usually like to talk about who directed them, when they came out. And then the next part is if you have any, how you got into it. Like, were you a kid?
Yeah.
Were you older like me?
Yeah. So the original came out in 2002. I was 12 years old. And I grew up in a Disney family. So every Disney movie that was coming out, we were watching it. So when Lilo and Stitch came out, there wasn't even a question in the Jones family. We were going to the theaters and watching it.
Because you're like in the middle, right? Of your siblings?
I'm the oldest.
What?
So
I thought you had an older brother.
Nope, they're all younger than me. I just like to act younger.
And I forget that you have sisters too, because I was just thinking your brothers. Sister, right? One. Two
younger brothers, and the youngest is the sister.
Okay.
So she got the short end of that stick. But she's probably the biggest Lilo and Stitch fan of all of us. I think even for her birthday a few years ago, we set up the projector out by the pool, watched Lilo. It was awesome. It was a good time.
So you all went to the theater. This is a family of, you said, two younger brothers.
Six of us, yep.
So it was like $20.
Yeah, we had the small city theater too, where it's cheap, where you'd buy the bucket of popcorn that you keep and it's refillable. Sometimes we drive by and just fill up the bucket of popcorn on our way home and not even watch a movie. So
love that. Okay, sidebar. When you go to the theater, what are your seats of choice? Rogi and I had this whole conversation about it.
That's a tough one. I like the front of the back section.
Okay.
Maybe a few rows back from the front. It never hurts to have a railing in front of your feet. I love having a railing.
Yeah.
But nicer theaters these days. The seats are big and wide. Some of them recline. I'm down in Indianapolis now, and I've got some great theaters here that it doesn't really matter.
Nice and roomy.
Exactly. But you got to pay for it. So that sucks. But yeah, so we had a family of six of us. $20 going to watch Lilo and Stitch. One of my memories of it is how they marketed it with all the commercials, or they inserted Stitch in with like the Little Mermaid. I thought that was hilarious.
I think that's like the first time they've done something like that, right?
I think so. I don't remember ever seeing something like that, and that just made it more fun for me as a kid. It kind of connects them all. It just seemed chaotic. You're seeing this little chaotic little alien dog all of a sudden crashing into a wave with the Little Mermaid. That was fun.
I might have to look some of those up because I remember a few of them, but not as specific as you do.
Yeah, I wish I remembered them all. And I think I saw something where they did something like that with this new one too. I thought I saw a commercial, but I wish I could remember it better. But that aside, the original Lilo and Stitch to me it's a classic Disney movie now. It's hard to beat. There's so many funny moments. It's got that humor of old Disney where they weren't scared to offend you a little bit. We might talk about that with some stuff they cut out of it, but they the way she punches Myrtle in the face, I die laughing at that every time.
I know. I particularly noticed that, and I was like, that's kind of harsh.
Yeah, like man, she just wailed on her. When I was rewatching it, I knew I liked that part. I was waiting for it, but it still cracked me up because she just opened fist right, dropped it on her nose.
I'm kind of surprised she didn't break the glasses.
I was looking at it because I was wondering if Myrtle was like had a bloody nose or anything. No, she was fine. Took it like a champ. But that punch just sends me every time. But they have so many just silly scenes like that where it just tickles the funny bone. So Lilo and Stitch is one of those Disney movies that no matter how old I get, I'll have a good time watching it.
Okay. So before we get too much farther, directed by Dean DeBlois, maybe, and Chris Sanders. Don't quote me on the names here. Written by Chris Sanders and Dean DeBlois.
Yeah, what else did Dean do? I'm saying he's known for Lilo and Stitch. How to Train Your Dragon, he was a writer for that. All the How to Train Your Dragon's cool. Also like have you guys done an episode on the new How to Train Your Dragon yet?
We have not, but we have seen them both.
Good movies. But yeah, man, he did some good stuff. I'm one of those guys who, my brother is one who could name all these directors like, oh, he's my favorite. That's not necessarily my strength. I sit there and I just kind of absorb the movie and go, yep, loved it. Nope, hated it. Here's why.
Yeah.
It doesn't always click like, oh, Dean DeBlois?
Right.
No clue.
I don't remember the directors unless it's something really like specific. And I feel bad because there's a director that I kept blaming movies I didn't like on. And then I found out that he'd also done some of the movies I've really, really liked. So now I just can't even, I have no confidence in like knowing the director and if I'll like the movie. But I'm more of the recognizing the actors and like different weird, obscure films that I've seen them in, 20 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good skill to have, and one that I think is pretty funny sometimes when you see somebody and go, I know who that is. We have an inside joke with my family because my mom is one of those where she feels like she has a gift for picking out people in old movies. Sorry, Mom, you don't. But she just claimed, like, I know them. They're from this movie. We looked it up afterwards. Not even close. So that's just a running joke now in our family when we see somebody like, oh, yep, know them. They're from that movie.
Oh, that's funny. She might listen to this episode.
She might. She's a big Disney fan, so there's a good chance. So, Mom, if you do listen, you do have the gift. I'm sorry about that.
We can always cut that out.
Yeah.
I know the editor.
Yeah, he's all right.
So what is your favorite? Do you want to talk about differences between the two movies, or you just want to jump into your favorite scene?
Well, I think the punch is my favorite scene from the original. It just starts out so strong.
Her punch of Myrtle.
Yeah.
Myrtle?
Character-wise, yeah. It might be good just to compare the two because I feel like there was a lot. They did a pretty decent job, I think, with copying the important pieces. I do think maybe they missed a few marks, but I'm excited to talk about that with you.
I liked that they added the neighbors.
And I thought that was a good touch as well.
What's the guy's name?
David.
I was wanting to call him George, and I have no idea why. I like that he was a neighbor too. So I noticed that was different, but I liked that addition. Yeah,
what was it started out already at the beginning cutting and kind of pushing the story along at a different pace. Because it cut out that big shark guy with the Galactic Federation. Yeah. I can't remember his name, but he was a main character in the original movie, not even in the remake.
Like the weird, okay, maybe they did that for money. It was too much to edit him.
He was very large. Maybe it was just a scaling problem.
Oh, yeah. That's got to be true because at the end, when he gets in that big ship, it's huge.
Yeah, that ship is massive. And that was interesting. And even the beginning, too, where Jamba talks for the first time. And I'm like, I don't know if I love the different voice there, even though, as you learn, like, oh, it's Zach Galifianakis. He's hilarious. But when I didn't know it was him initially, and I'm just like, this isn't this angry Russian mad scientist voice.
Yeah, they definitely took him a different kind of direction. It seems like he was a little more nurturing-ish in the remake.
Yes, he was definitely more of the just straight up villain. I feel. How are we doing on spoilers on this?
Hello, if you haven't seen it, stop listening.
There you go.
We'll put a bumper at the beginning.
There you go. Jamba really grew on me, though. When I first heard him talk, like it was such a contrast of what I was used to with that character. I was like, I don't know about this. But then it was like they did their clone change and it's Zach Galifianakis. I was like, all right, that's a pretty funny change. And I think if you're going to change the voice that drastically, going with a guy like him, yeah, they had to go big. And I think they did pretty good on that.
Yeah, the first scene was like really, like, or I shouldn't say the first scene, but sort of that opening where you meet Stitch for the first time was really progressed. It did not take as long as it did in the cartoon. Yeah,
it progressed really quickly, which I was fine with. But did what was your thoughts kind of on that start, or maybe your favorite part going into it?
I don't love that they're this super sophisticated alien race or galactic federation of aliens or whatever we're calling it in this world. And they're going to exile Stitch and banish him. I'm like, what are you like? This is how we're rolling? Okay, like that seems very uncompassionate.
They gave him the kind of that quick test where Stitch spoke up, and it's
because he not a swears.
So I looked it up because I was curious, like if Disney nerds had translated it. Apparently
sure
they have, and it was something like, "I want to destroy." I was really hoping it was like, "You butthead," some Disney swear.
Okay, so. I mean, but then I also have to be like, or it's this alien that is like little and doesn't understand what they're saying, and you're taking his word for it I'm assuming we're, taking his word for it on a global scale, or global's the wrong word, on a galactic scale.
Galactic.
Yeah, like really? Come on.
Yeah, that was interesting thinking about it. They sentenced him quite quickly.
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of Star Trek, and I think that the Federation would, do that a little differently. At least Starfleet would, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. That would be interesting. I'd love to see what they would do if they interacted with a mad scientist who created Experiment 626 for destruction.
There are Trekkies out there that I hope are listening to this episode that will tell me which episode of which Star Trek this aligns with, and I'll go watch it. If you do that, I promise I will watch it.
Oh, I promise too. Please let us know. That would be amazing. Yeah, that's an interesting thought. I think the issue there is because he's also so cute and fluffy.
Yeah.
Where he's this bundle of destruction, and they think, oh, he's just destruction, but he designed him to be cute and fluffy. Maybe that's a genius move.
It is.
On Jamba's
it's
part.
Like the little fluffy, there's a movie where there's like these fluffy little creatures and you go to pet them and then they bite your hand off because they're all sharp teeth.
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening right here? So they suck his DNA out so they can lock onto it. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like you're exiling him. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get that. And then I don't remember if this happened in both of them actually, now that I'm saying this, because I just can't remember which one. He starts spitting on the guys.
That happened in both.
Okay, and I'm like, that is super, super clever.
Yeah, Stitch is so smart. Like, I don't know how long he existed as an experiment under Jumba's tutelage, but throughout the movie, Jamba talks about all these, like, he's super smart, super good here, and like just this. So it's curious. Like, he stole a police cruiser, the red one, and he knew how to fly it. Punched it into hyperdrive. Did he know how to do that, or is he just an awesome design? So yeah, you have something that smart. You should have maybe not exiled him so quickly. I never thought of that.
They pick up languages super quick, or he picked up languages super quick. Maybe it's like Wrath of Khan. Like, wasn't Khan an experiment?
Oh man, which Khan? It depends on which one you're.
Well, I think the J.J. Abrams versions.
Was Khan an experiment, or was he
an enhanced human?
Yeah, or in all of his people. This is a good movie too.
I don't know. And then that wasn't all of Starfleet. It was just like a few that made the decision.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Also, I mean, Benedict Cumberbatch is cute, but he's not Stitch fluffy cute.
I don't know if I'd even go cute, but I love Benedict Cumberbatch.
Handsome? Would you go handsome?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so cute is the wrong word there, but...
He's got the unique
he's not
look.
Fluffy handsome.
True. But yeah, Ben, it would be interesting doing a deep dive into the Galactic Federation in Lilo and Stitch's universe and the decisions they made. Because, like, in the new one, she made a joke about, is it too late to...
press the button?
Yeah, and then that little...
My finger's always on the button, ma'am.
Yeah.
I did like that part, too.
I like that a lot. But it sounds like she's probably done that before. She's probably hit the button. Her finger's always on it.
Yeah. At some point, you become at such a level that you forget about the empathy and the little people below you, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. So the new one did have some changes. Like you said, the neighbors, David being a neighbor, which really led into the end of the movie, which there was a lot throughout the middle too, but
there was a middle. It was there.
The middle. The jumping right to the end. We'll go back to the middle too, but with the neighbors.
We've got a lot of leeway here.
That's my biggest gripe of the whole movie was the ending. So spoilers, skip ahead if you're listening still and you haven't watched it. But I thought the end was a big change where Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. And I get how the neighbor lady was like, Nani, you have to go after yourself. You can't forget about yourself. That was a sweet moment. But at the same time, I was like, oh, but she's going to leave Lilo behind. And it's just not what I was used to. And it still hit. But it was just a change that I don't know.
You don't know if you liked.
I don't know if I loved it. There was a lot of changes with kind of how they portrayed CPS and Child Protective Services, where I felt like they really tried to portray CPS in a very more positive light in this movie compared to Cobra Bubbles in the original, where Cobra was still an awesome dude, but
yeah,
in this new one, like that CPS lady was so nice, so sweet.
Who was actually Nani's voice in the original.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That makes me like her more. And she was an awesome character, but at the same time, it was hard because I'm cheering for them to stay together as a family, figure it out. Like, you just had this Galactic Federation queen, whatever her role is, come down and pretty much say, all right, Stitch, you're exiled to Earth now. And like, you would think the whole family could stick together. You went through all this. You're like, oh, I understand. You had an alien living in your family. It's not all your fault, Nani, for not being able to take care of Lilo. Even though she needed some work, but it just would have felt really nice.
She just needed help. Okay, I liked the ending, and here's why. Did you watch The Stinger?
I didn't.
Okay,
but
I'm going to tell you what happens. There's some portal machine that Nani has, and she's on a FaceTime call with Lilo, and they're both like, I miss you. And Nani's like, close your eyes. And she uses the portal machine and she walks into Lilo's bedroom. And she's like right there. And then they all fall asleep. Nani's holding Lilo and Lilo's holding Stitch. And they're like, good night, sister.
That's a sweet moment.
So I think if you'd seen that, because my explanation is not as heart squeezing as the video of it. But I think if you'd seen that, you probably would have liked it better. Because the other thing is, Lilo says, I liked you better as a sister. So with this dynamic Nani still gets to be her sister and they still get to be a family, but Nani doesn't have to try to be the parent and grow up for something that's being thrust upon her that she maybe isn't ready for, which I think in the whole grand scheme of things, we would rather her not have to just have this responsibility, have eventual resentment possibilities. Lilo might have resentment because, she wants her sister. In this instance, not only is she grieving the loss of her parents, but she's also grieving the loss of her sister because now her sister has to be her mom and her dad and her sister. So I think like that, I liked that because I think is more what I would want to see happen.
Yeah, that's a really good answer. And you might have won me over with that answer. So,
Well, and the whole time I'm watching the first one, I'm like, Nani just needs help. Like, where are the people to just help her with anything? And the other thing that I was talking to a friend of mine who actually did work at CPS or, the whatever equivalent for whatever town or county you're in. And I was talking about like, call me crazy, but I'm pretty sure they said Lilo was 6. And I'm like, she is like, she seems way older than 6. Like, were they accurate in this? And my friend's like, that's the trauma. And I'm like, oh, snap. And she's 100% right. Like, that is the trauma. Like, it has forced Lilo to grow up a little bit. I don't want to say grow up necessarily, but to look at things very differently, which maybe forced her to grow up in different ways than she would if she had just been like a regular 6-year-old with both parents. Or even just one parent. Losing both of them was significant.
That's a really good point. And you could also see how it kind of caused Lilo to kind of lash out a little bit, not in anger, but just in her actions, like how naughty she is throughout the most of the movie, like doing whatever she wants because she's on her own. Yeah. She goes and sneaks off into that hot tub in the new one and just kind of goes wherever she wants. Because that's a good point. So interesting. I like how we can dig into this and kind of break down the the child development and what would the Galactic Federation do in this? What would Star Trek?
These are the things I think about when I'm watching the movie, though. I'm like,
I love that.
Sometimes people don't like that, so I'm glad you appreciate it.
Did you have a moment in the movie that caused you to have more emotion, whether happy or sad, or did you tear up at all in watching either one?
I'm going to tell you right now, I did tear up a little bit, but I don't remember when.
So I did as well. When in the new one, when they crash near the end, the spaceship crashes and Stitch is drowning, and he just kind of accepts it. And then Nani comes, saves him. And through that whole scene, that was a good emotional scene. That got me feeling real good. And I love movies that make you feel like that.
So that was different than the original. Jeremy and I talked about this, and he's like, I don't understand. Stitch wasn't sinking to the bottom during the surf scene, which favorite scene, the surf scenes in both movies. Side note. He's like, Stitch wasn't sinking to the bottom. And I said, I wonder if it's like the longer he's wet or, like the buoyancy, like breathing is getting out of him and like he starts sinking maybe. I don't know, but I thought it is worth pointing out that he didn't sink earlier in the movie.
That is definitely worth pointing out.
Which is kind of weird. But from an artistic standpoint, it gave Nani the opportunity to pick him up and carry him, like, which is a real activity that I can't remember the name of it. But they also showed Nani doing it when Lilo was looking through the photo album. So it's like a real competitive activity. I don't mean like it's really competitive. I mean, it is not fake. It is an actual competitive activity that is done. So I think that was a nice way to show off a little piece of the culture.
It also is just a super BA moment for Nani. Just to muscle up and carry this super heavy alien out of the water. Like, that was a long distance.
And I appreciate...
What a baller.
Also, why didn't Stitch just walk?
Good point. Plot hole of the year.
Like, come
if
on,
Nani
Stitch.
could have,
yeah,
he's already sinking.
And he's already super strong. Like they talk about that he's super strong, right?
Yeah, he's super strong. He's got super elements almost everywhere. Probably his lungs are super strong, you'd think.
I liked that Nani was the one who saved him, though, and not George. David.
Yeah, he's George from now on this podcast.
So I like that Nani got to save him still. And that shows growth for Nani because, right, she knows how important it is he is to Lilo, but she recognizes that it's worth it too for her, I think.
Yeah, I really like that moment too, because Lilo's just screaming at Nani like, you gotta help Stitch. Yeah. And she wasn't at first. Like as they're swimming away, Stitch watches them.
Because big sister, like obviously the priority is your sister.
Yeah. And that was a big switch for her. You're right. That was a big moment for Nani's growth. So a lot of growth happened in that just one scene.
Yeah.
For Stitch, for Nani, for the whole family. One of my favorite parts of the original that they changed for this new one, the house that Lilo and Stitch, that Nani and Lilo and Stitch grew up in the original, that house is a multi-million-dollar house that has got the perfect ocean view. Like my wife and I, when we were watching it the other night, we're like, that house is amazing. How do they afford that?
I was thinking that. Honestly, I was thinking that with both episodes because the house, both movies, because the house they're in the second one is pretty big still too. Like it's not quite as like, I don't think it has the ocean view, but it's still a pretty nice house.
Yeah, I wonder if they thought about that as they were redoing it. Like, how does this single sister mom afford this house? And they did drum it back a little bit. They pulled it off the ocean view. So it at least dropped the value a little bit. Still a very nice house, though. And in Hawaii, I'm sure it's very expensive. But yeah, I think that it's funny what we think about when we watch these movies now. Yeah. Like when I was watching the original in 2002, there's no way I was looking at that house going like, man, that's so expensive. Right. I wonder what the property value is.
That's because the stuff you go through changes all the things you're thinking about. It's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. So that's a good point too. Thinking about like all the things you go through changes what you think about. Same with the original. Some of the things they changed in the original. After one of the biggest changes, they wanted to make sure children were safe and not climbing into dangerous places.
Yeah. the dryer.
Yeah. When Nani's chasing Lilo around the house, trying to catch her when she's angry with her, Lilo's hiding in the dryer in the original.
Yeah.
You can't hardly find that copy anywhere now because they changed it to this little desk with a pizza box flapped up instead of a dryer door.
Yeah. It's still sitting next to a washer.
Oh, and I noticed too, watching this time, they show them in the washer dryer room later in the movie.
And it's
the washer,
dryer.
it's there. Yeah, it's a dryer. So a little bit of continuity there, but that
was funny. I liked how Lilo and Nani aren't like super skinny, tiny little petite like princesses. You know, I like that they're true to their possibilities.
Yeah, and his actresses, they were awesome too. Just hilarious. The Lilo they found to like match the energy of the original Lilo.
She was good.
Fantastic.
Did you see at the end when she's crying over Stitch? Jeremy rewound this for me. That's how dramatic this was. She has this huge snot like drop when she's crying. Like she goes to like turn her head and just like plop, this huge snot gob.
I missed that. But
it was hilarious. But when there's snot, you know it's real. Like
exactly.
Come on.
And for this little girl actress to be able to do that, that's impressive acting.
That's a lot. That's a lot of emotion.
I thought the new Lilo was hilarious. I came into it planning on not liking Nani and Lilo as much as the originals because the originals were just home runs.
Yeah.
And I think they matched it. Like Nani was awesome in this one. I don't think they dropped the ball in that casting at all. I can't think of a casting spot that I think they missed on the new one. Nani was great. Lilo was good. Stitch, awesome. I don't know if the voice actor was the same.
It was.
Was it?
Yeah.
because it sounded exactly the same. So that makes sense.
It's Chris Sanders.
Okay.
So the same guy. And he did it the same. So one of the writers, and he did it in the original as well.
Okay. I thought they dropped the ball on Jamba at first, but he grew on me a lot throughout the movie. Bleakley was really funny. His human character was really good, I thought. Man, yeah. The one thought I did have was Myrtle wasn't an annoying little redhead that you just wanted to punch in the face. I don't know if you can say you want to punch a little kid in the face, but Myrtle was in the original. You
agreed with Lilo when she punched the girl in the face, yeah.
Exactly. So I thought that was interesting. Yeah, that was good. Oh, the one other scene that was very different too, the wedding scene, felt it was just a different vibe. I wondered how they were going to go about that with it being live action and cameras now between 2002 and now. Mm-hmm. This little alien attacking. I was like, oh, that's going to be a big thing. And it kind of was, because the Cobra Bubbles had the pictures. They were tracking it. So that was an interesting change from the original, I thought, where they kind of incorporated some common themes, where in 2002, I mean, no one was on a cell phone then.
Yeah.
And now you got pictures of this little alien guy that the CIA is tracking. So I thought that was interesting.
I really enjoyed, for whatever reason, there's like 4 things I really enjoyed. They steal the little car, and she jumps in with him, and they drive to the edge of the island, and he's like, oh, and you got like the voiceover of, or maybe not the voiceover, but the doctor just saying how like his instinct will be to go to the cities and destroy it. And so I think that was funny, because then you visibly see like Stitch is getting annoyed, like there is nothing for me to destroy. And I think that's super fun.
It was the comedic, just
the timing,
structure of it. Yeah. The way Lilo also, when they park, goes, don't you love being on an island with no big cities surrounded by water?
Yeah, this is perfectly timed. And then I like the part where they build they do it slightly differently. He does it in the bedroom, like he builds the city and then he destroys it, right? And then
in this the remake, it's the
sandcastles. But I like both of them just the same. Like, it's fun. Yeah, I love it.
They captured the energy really well, doing it in different ways, but they got the same thing across. So I didn't feel like there was any loss in doing it slightly different on that one.
I feel like he was a little quicker to understand in the remake. Like, she's like, you can sleep on the bed, or I made this little bed for you. And he's like, no, I was living in the big bed. I felt like there was more of that in the remake, where he was smarter, maybe, or
he did feel smarter.
Showed that he was smarter, maybe.
Yeah, I felt like his English was quicker as well in this new one, where like his first words in the old one are where he's like, hi. And in this one, he says that, but he also tries to say aloha. I think it was aloha. I don't think that was in the original, but he got speaking quicker. I think, he did feel smarter and kind of progressed quicker as a character towards being good.
Yeah, I like that. And the thing that I missed in the remake was all of the Elvis stuff.
Yes.
Like, they did a little bit of it, but there's some very like classic Elvis stuff that I like, and they did a lot of it in the movie. Big fan of Heartbreak Hotel. That's what she's singing, right? When she's laying on the... No, is that it? Yeah, it is. Heartbreak Hotel. I've been so lonely I could die. Yeah. When she's laying there distraught. I have no friends.
Yeah, that scene is money, just especially in the original, where she's laying there, just looks dead.
And like, what the forethought to hammer nails into the door so Nani can't even get through the door. Like she's super smart. Like, they should be doing something with these smarts. Yeah,
agreed. And that we could probably dive into that too, like trying to find that proper environment for Lilo to to prosper. Where like me watching it from the old one, I'm like, I just want them to be a family. They'll be fine. She just needs Nani. But you're right. Like having that proper environment to prosper. Lilo's a genius. Like some of the stuff she comes up with, even her naughtiness, like points to her cleverness.
She's super, super creative, and she doesn't have a good outlet for any of that.
Yeah.
And like the dancing is teeny tiny bit creative, but not really. Like the pet was a good idea because she can train the pet. She can like play with the pet. She can, I mean, I was going to say teach it, but that's basically training it. But you know what I mean? Like that was a good idea.
That was, yep. I mean, she kind of had a pet at the beginning, but maybe it was more of a deity.
The doll thingy?
I was thinking of the fish that controls the weather.
Yeah, the fish, yeah. Which is kind of a weird, like, little throwaway tidbit, too, because we never go back to it.
Yep, exactly. Just something with Lilo's, like, you don't often get the dry humor that she brings to the movies in a child actor or a child character of that age. Usually they're pretty goofy, which Lilo is. But she's also just the dry things she says. She's, like we were talking about, grown up more in some of the things she says. But it comes across so dry and so hilarious, too. Like, I really, really enjoy her as a character.
Kind of Kevin McAllister-y.
A little bit, yeah. Yep, as the things he says when he's talking in the mirror to himself. Buzz, your girlfriend, woof.
Yeah, who knew?
Yeah, that's a fun comparison. Lilo and Kevin McAllister.
They'd been buddies. Did this movie change your life?
So, the new one, it's an easy no. Not because I didn't like it, but because it's a remake. And most of the themes I've seen and lived already. So, changed my life. The new one is a definite no, but not meaning I didn't like it. I did enjoy it. The original, I would say maybe, just because I was such a Disney kid growing up and it was such a big part. And if that didn't exist, that my life would have been a bit different just in some of the humor and things I enjoyed. And now as an adult too, like what I look for and enjoy in movies. So I don't know if it changed it, but it affected it.
I would say for Lilo and Stitch, like the movie, this movie really marked, I'm trying to think and catch me if I'm wrong, like outside of the alien piece, really marked a real world relatable situation for a 12-year-old living in today's world, right? Like it was present day for the most part, you know, like somebody could relate to a lot of those things. You're not necessarily going to relate to 7 dwarves in a castle or in a, cottage or, The Little Mermaid or some of the other ones we've seen before, right? So maybe this is one of those that starts to be more relatable for a little kid.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good point because a lot of Disney is fairy tale, whimsical, in a land far, far away kind of stories, or just an imagination kind of land where things don't actually exist. This one is real life, like you said, apart from the aliens, but depending on who you ask.
True.
But just everything about it has some real life pieces, and they did it in a way that's very entertaining. So, I think the next question then was, do you feel like it held up? And I think because it was so real life, it's interesting because 2002, it was still set in a real life situation, like real family. And I think they did really well with this new one to keep it feeling real, set in 2025 instead of like, that's 23 years later. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I think they did a good job about that. Yeah. And you wouldn't think that'd be a hard gap to kind of navigate because a lot's changed in those years. So I think it holds up still. I think 2002 holds up. The remake, I think they did really well to mimic 2002 with its fresh 23 years later spin.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you feel like it held up?
Yeah, I think the first one was good and it made sense. I think this one makes more sense to me just from the, like I said, with knowing what I know now and the age that I am now, right? I'm watching these things for like Nani and Lilo and the family and the neighbors and the guardians. And so, yeah, I think that holds up. I really liked that. So one of the other questions that Rogie and I are always joking about is, what is this movie really about? Because sometimes movies just kind of like spin you all over. And I think like if you take away one thing from this movie, I mean, especially the old one, it's right. Ohana means family and family means nobody gets left behind. Like that's the big one, right? But then do you think that's the takeaway from the new movie?
I don't. I think that's still a takeaway and an important piece of the movie. It's probably a cornerstone of the movie, but feels like more so the takeaway in this new one is overcoming and like with having support, like having your family around you. So having that ohana, but it doesn't mean you always have to be together. It doesn't mean things are perfect. We may be broken. I guess Stitch does say that in the original too. We're little and broken,
that. But still good.
Still good. So yeah, maybe that was a theme in the original, but it felt like it was more so in this one, like where the original ended with Lilo and Nani staying together, where this one didn't.
Yeah.
And that felt like a break in the ohana to me, like, oh no, they're not together anymore. But it showed that even if that happens, even if these bad things happen, you can overcome it. You have your support. You're still there for each other. So that stood out more to me in the new one.
Yeah, I think I like that. It's the support piece, but I would take it a step further and be like, family doesn't have to be conventional family. Family can be the people in your life that support you, like your neighbors who are going to adopt you so that, you still have a home, or, the family that adopts you because you're an alien from another country another planet, they got exiled. Like family can be more than, and the other part of the stinger that you don't see is Agent Bubbles is like over for dinner at the neighbor, like with the neighbor's house or whatever. And they hear something up in Lilo's room. So he goes up to check and he's like, Lilo, you better be asleep. And he peeks open the door and you see like the covers that are covering all three of them. And he's like, man, she just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And really he's seen like Nani's outline because the other are in front of her. But I guess to me, like that's like family can be more than just your sister, right? It can be the little alien and the neighbors and the agent who sticks his neck out for you a little bit.
Yeah. I like that takeaway. It feels like it fits the world today as families are different and like what people go through today. People are going through the same stuff in 2002, but it's more kind of public. Like that's kind of a focus of society, is looking for that support. Not your family's not perfect, and if you have somebody who's like a dad, like a mom to you, like a sister, like that scene with Cobra Bubbles, like that, I think that was probably the main focus of this one, more so than even just Ohana is family. It defined family broader. Yeah,
I like that. And I think it's important because we don't, oh my goodness, Jeremy's laptop keeps making noises. I think it's important, something you just said, like it's more, that kind of stuff was important 20 some years ago, but now it's a little bit more public. Yeah. And I think it's important, like this movie I think is great, especially because it's talking about those things and it's showing those things. And so it's also like saying like, hey, it is okay if you ask for support. It is okay if like Nani, maybe you're not the right person to do this and you need help. Like, I mean, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot here because I'm going to say like, it's okay if you're not ready to take on such a big responsibility. Like, it's okay to ask for help, but it's important to note that Nani didn't completely go, forget family, forget Lilo, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't walk away from responsibility. She just said like, I can't do it all by myself. Or maybe she didn't actually say that, but she acknowledged it by allowing her neighbors to help and allowing the social worker whose name I don't remember to help.
Yeah, and that, I think you nailed it too, because in the original it was Ohana. Ohana was the big buzzword from the original, where this one, I think with some rewatchable, like as we rewatch this, it'll stick in my head better, but there was another Hawaiian word they used for, I think it was for responsibility. Like, you are my responsibility. And I can't remember what the word is, but
I even forgot that until you just said it, actually.
Yeah, like that, I think that might be kind of the Ohana to this movie.
To the new movie.
Like, yeah.
I'm going to look it up.
Pairing that responsibility and like not giving up while also knowing that you can ask for help. That's a hard mix. When you like put everything into it, like Nani was doing, and then also being willing to ask for help. Nani wasn't good at that at the beginning. And then at the end, there was a lot of good character development from her. So,
and I respect that Nani was trying. Like, good for her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nani tried super hard.
People are like really upset about it, I guess.
About Nani?
About how it changed.
I was initially before I watched it, and even as I watched it, like, because watching is such a drastic difference from the original one. Because it feels like, the ending, you're not even together, or the original, they are together. The kind of all the problems go away.
Yeah. And
we're just Ohana, problems are gone. That was maybe a more real life kind of take on it, the ending, where, okay, yes, we had this alien, this galactic emperor lady shows up, and she gives you like custody of this alien who's in exile.
Yeah.
In the original, all problems go away. But in this new one, that's not necessarily realistic. Like, yes, this happened, we grew, but the problems are still there to be faced.
Yeah. Which I think is an important lesson for people. The word was kuleana.
Kuleana.
I mean, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but yeah.
Yeah, I think they tried to make a point of that, like saying it in the Hawaiian. Mm-hmm. It kind of felt like they were trying to give it that power that Ohana had from the original. Oh,
how did you like it when she shows Stitch the Hawaiian dance, the hula dance, and does the thing with her hands? Like, it had a special meaning, and now I feel horrible because I don't remember. But it was like the coming together.
Yeah, there was a lot. You could tell they had a lot of intentionalness to the narrative they were trying to. That's something that annoys me usually in a movie, is when you feel like there's a narrative they're trying to push.
Yeah,
it usually bugs the crap out of me. But in this one, when the narrative is, hey, take responsibility, crap happens.
Yeah,
Ohana,
it's okay.
Rely on people, but still try. Kuleana, or whatever the word is. If that's the narrative you're pushing, I'm totally chill with that, because that's awesome. And they didn't lose sight, I feel, of the movie. Like, it didn't change the structure of the movie, where some people say
noticeable, but not overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like, not. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. So it held up. The original is still probably your go-to, but after having this chat, you're like less not liking the differences.
Yeah.
If you followed that.
When I came into watching the new one, I heard about the ending before I watched it, and I came into it going, that sucks. They're not even together. Like, I was expecting to not like it, the ending. And like the nostalgic part of me, and just the how perfect happy ending part of me was like, I wish they could have just, Cobra Bubble said, or the CPS lady said, you know what? This is all right. We work things out. You guys can stay a family together with no issues, no separation. But with the changes that I watched, it bothered me much, much less than I expected.
Yeah.
And I respected, actually, the route they went.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
It. Yeah. I like it. Okay. So would you watch this again? The new one?
I would. I feel like there was still things like I might have missed in watching it. I enjoyed it enough where I would like to watch it. Plus, my wife hasn't watched it yet, and so I need to watch it with her.
Yeah. So I'm curious if she'll like it, because she was a big fan of the original, too.
She wasn't as much of a Disney kid as me, but Lilo and Stitch, maybe that speaks to the quality of the original, where she still really liked the original, not being a Disney kid.
Okay, yeah.
So,
okay,
yeah.
Well, Hannah, you are welcome to come on the podcast and talk about the new one, your thoughts, even if, or call me crazy, but you could call in and leave a voicemail.
All right, yeah. You got the number off the top of your dome, what the number is?
No,
put you on the spot.
I don't. If you go to bento.me/flabbergasted, you'll get all of our contact information.
Oh, perfect.
By the way, everybody, I would watch this again. I know you were on the edge of your seats waiting to hear it. I would watch it again. But if you want to know how to reach Travis, our lovely guest host today, you can find him online at...
We're all over the place social media wise. I'm part of the Jonesing for Sports podcast. So a little different than movies, but I mean, we talk movies pretty often as well. More so on like the nerd side of things, so Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, that sort of jazz, but within the scope of sports, usually within the state of Michigan. So we're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere you listen to podcasts. Did I say Twitter? It's X. But yeah, Jonesing for Sports, you'll find it there. Sometimes it's Jonesing Sports. Sometimes it's Jonesing 4 with the number 4. Search Jonesing for Sports, you'll find it.
So next time we can do a sports movie that I haven't seen, but I challenge you to find one, because my favorite thing about sports are the movies. So,
I like it. I'll see what I can find. Okay. I'll work on it.
Has to be something you really like too. Don't give me some weird, lame sports movie.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
My last question for you, real quick before you sign us off.
Go for it.
My brothers and I have been getting really into Letterboxd, where you just click movies that you watched and you rate them. What would you have given this new Lilo and Stitch out of 5?
Out of 5? Probably a 4.
4, nice.
I mean, 5's for movies that are amazing. 3 is for movies that I don't really care one way or the other, and 1 is for movies that I hate and I will never ever watch again. But
I like it.
3 is for movies that I don't really care one way or the other, but I probably wouldn't watch again. We start trending down at 3.
I got you. My 3 sounds like your 4, where I would watch it again at 3. It was good, but I'm not putting it when I go 3.5 to 4. That's into movies that I have on my list of I'd recommend watching. And this one's 3.5.
Your Letterboxd username, perhaps?
I don't even remember it. Let me look real quick.
So Rogie is really good when we watch a movie or we watch one for the podcast. He's really good at going in and commenting and making. I always forget to do this. It's just in my brain if I've seen it or not. Except, fun fact, Jeremy swears that we watched the Nike movie together. You know the one I'm talking about with the Jordans?
The Jordan movie where he's going after Jordan out of college to sponsor him. Yeah. I
swear I haven't seen that. And he's like, we watched it. I'm like, are you sure that I didn't sleep through it?
That's a good movie.
I don't remember it. So I'm going to have to rewatch that one. But
my Letterboxd username, TraviJ11.
TraviJ11. Is that 11 or ELEVEN?
11.
11.
Good clarify. Good job.
All right. Is 11 your old basketball number?
That was my go-to number. Yep. Soccer, basketball, baseball. Always chose 11 if I could.
The fun thing I think about Letterboxd is I can compare my list of what I've seen to what Rogie's seen, and we can find the movies that we both have seen or that we both haven't seen, which is really effective when we're podcasting.
That's perfect for Flabbergasted.
It is. It's really nice to have. Love it.
Well, Jess, thanks a ton for having me. This was a blast.
Thank you so much. I loved having you. I'm glad you wanted to do it. So next one is a sports movie, your pick.
Alrighty.
Or a sports movie that's my pick, and you can tell me how awful it is compared to the real sport.
Oh, perfect.
I'm going to
that would be a lot of fun.
I'm going with, what's that movie with, his name's Chris something, and they rollerblade and Roller Dome or something? That's it. That's the one I want. All right. So also, listeners, if you have a sports movie you would like to nominate, let us know. Now I'm in it. bento.me/flabbergasted.
Nailed it.
Bye, Travis. Thanks so much.
See ya. Thanks for having me. For a quick bonus stinger segment here, we've got my brother on the line to get a little bit more info on Lilo and Stitch. Cody, welcome to the Flabbergasted podcast. I'm just joining them temporarily. Jess here is the real star of the show.
Hi.
So happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
So, Cody, I know you've seen the original Lilo and Stitch growing up with your Disney nerd family. Have you seen the new Lilo and Stitch yet?
I have.
Okay.
Yes. So, I'm curious. Have you guys covered this at all? Have you guys given your thoughts on Lilo and Stitch, or is this the first we're breaking into it?
We have. We finished recording, and then we said, you know what? Hey, Cody.
Okay.
So we've covered both. But yeah, your quick thoughts. Original movie, how do you rank it Disney movie wise? And then just in general, what letterbox score would you give the new one?
Well, I'm actually scanning through my letterbox right now, and I'm realizing that I haven't ranked it. I am terrible at actually ranking the movies that I've seen.
But
me. I remember.
Me too.
I remember. After I saw it, in my mind, I thought I would give it like a 6. But then thinking about it now, I mean, that would be a 3 in Letterboxd. And there are some movies in my Letterboxd that are rated 3 stars out of 5 that are way better than live action Lilo and Stitch. So
wow.
I have a theory that if everybody would, or maybe it's just me, if I watch these movies on Netflix as opposed to on the big screen, I would rate everything at least a star lower, just because you put a bucket of popcorn in my hand and a cold drink and I'm in my happy place. So I'm usually pretty happy at watching a movie, even if it's not that great. But there's things I really did not like about the live action Lilo and Stitch. I really thought that just the pacing in general, which probably sounds like a snobby thing to say, but it just felt like everything was really rushed and you're just going through the plot way too quick. It made humorous parts of it not really hit off. So in terms of humor, it was way less funny than the original. And one thing that I don't know, like, are we doing spoilers or no spoilers?
Spoilers are go.
Yeah,
spoilers are a go.
Yeah,
when we were talking, I jumped right to the end at the beginning. So
the name of the podcast, like, is literally the name of the movie. If you were not watching the movie first, like, that's on you.
Yeah. So they took out the whole ugly duckling arc for Stitch. And so, like, the whole part of him feeling so alone on this planet was completely scrubbed. And it was more focused on Lilo, which is great. Lilo is a great character. But Stitch was just kind of sad for no reason. And that was something that really grinded me because I love that whole arc in the original. And so to sum this up, I would just say that we are heading in a bad direction in terms of Hollywood because we are in the live action remake era. And you either have a remake that is shot for shot the same as the original, in which case, why'd you do a remake? Or you have a remake that does too much and it strays from the original and nobody's happy because it doesn't have that same feel that we loved from the original. So Lilo and Stitch, it was fairly similar, but it had a lot of things that were different and they just didn't hit the same as the original. So it left me feeling like it just didn't need to be made. So I had fun watching it because I was in theaters, but 6 stars is too high. I would probably give it like a 4 or a 5. Yeah,
I'm glad we brought you in, Cody, because you brought some balance to the thoughts. I'm sure some people agree with you and were listening because Jess and I were pretty high on it. But where I agree with you is I don't love the remake era we're in. But at the same time, I thought this one in the remakes was pretty good. I was telling Jess earlier in the pod where I came into it thinking I wasn't going to like it. I saw the ending and didn't think I was going to like that, where I liked it more than I thought as Jess and I kind of dug into it. But the points you bring up, I agree with. That ugly duckling scene was powerful.
About the ugly duckling scene, but yeah, that was big.
But I could also talk to you guys for a long time on just remakes, where I wish we could go back to originals and let's be creative again. And I think they took some creative liberties within this one. Some hit, some missed. I think it hit more than most remakes, though, for me.
Does it bother anyone else that Nani gave Lilo away in the very end?
Oh, Cody, you're going to have to listen to this pod when it comes out, because we went into that deep.
Also, Nani needs to go to marine biology school in California when she lives in Oahu. Like,
the
I think we could make it work without leaving the island.
Did you watch The Stinger?
The Stinger?
Yeah.
No.
Like the after.
I feel like you guys.
Is that what they call that? I thought that was a movie.
Oh.
I had no idea.
When she comes back?
Yes. So she does have the portal gun, which is like, okay, good. But still, for me, the whole kind of theme of the original is like, this family is little and broken, but it's still good. And it's not going to change, you know? Like, you don't have to have any different dynamics than what you have already. It's just good as it is. But Nani said, well, actually, no, we're going to switch things up. And
it was only Nani.
I'm not going to parent you anymore. Which, like, you can make the argument that she was not a good mother, and she wasn't. But it just felt so good in the original, the way that, like, Jumba and Sleekly kind of stepped in and helped her be a parent and kept the family unit together instead of Nani's just gone, but I guess she has a portal gun. I don't know. It just felt like a cheap little add-on at the end. That's maybe me being picky. I don't know.
It's like Cody wrote the Reddit article I stumbled on when we were talking about this.
Oh, that's not good.
He might have.
I would be curious, if you do listen to this episode, your thoughts, if you are still as viscerally agitated with the end of the film after you hear Travis and I break it down. Like, you're like, okay, fine. I didn't need it still, but I'm not quite as annoyed.
Well,
yeah, Code, you should listen to this pod in the future. And then Jess has got a number. Flabbergasted has a number. Call in for a future episode for them to play your response and say, yep, I still think Jess and Travis are idiots.
I'm super curious because,
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see this episode come out so I can give it a little bit more of a listen. I think I'm a little bit of a contrarian as well, because I remember watching this with my family and they were all pretty high on it. And then I proceeded to talk them down off the ledge. But then
the new movie?
Yes, the new movie.
Yeah.
And then recently saw Fantastic Four and actually did the same thing. And most people were pretty high on that, but I have some hot takes on that as well. So if we get into that later, I'd love to share my thoughts.
Okay, I'm super curious about that too, because there were things I liked about Fantastic Four. Okay, Cody, you might have to come on the podcast. We might have to actually do this. I would love to.
That would be a blast. Yeah, I have some thoughts about Fantastic Four. I actually wrote a review for that one. So anytime down the road, I would be all for that.
We could do a Jonesing for Sports Flabbergasted crossover. Jeremy can make us some cool music. We could put on costumes.
This is just sounding better and better.
I'm
all in. I don't think it's going to be a hard sell for Brandon either. He lives for this sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah. And talk about a contrarian. Brand Code, they're good movie critics. They see things and point it out. So I think there'd be some good conversation to be had.
Maybe that's our sports movie.
Oh, that might be perfect. That'd be the perfect crossover.
You guys think about it. Get back to me with the movie you like.
All right, we can do that.
Bento.me/flabbergasted for hot takes on Lilo and Stitch.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Thanks, Cody.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Bye.
All right, see ya.